Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if
Kermit.
You're saying
like
not to
frog?
do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy...
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. I set my alarm for 9 a.m. I was up at 5. That's how excited I was for the show today. If you're new and you're wondering what Kermit and Friends is all about, it's just everything I love in one place. I try to make it positive. I try to make it fun. I want you to feel like you're a little kid in front of your TV watching your favorite show. If you want to contribute in any way, just reach out to me. My email is elisajordana@gmail.com. I'm really working hard on this thing. So if you have any original artwork or graphics or music to perform, all of that helps the show. At my last job at a finance company where I worked, we had to take a course by this guy, Grant Cardone. So Grant Cardone teaches about 10xing things. So for instance, however hard you're working at your job right now, what if you did 10 times that work? What do you think would happen? So I kind of experimented with Kermit and Friends. I 10x'd it. So I have 20 edited videos for each show. I pre-record interviews to get the guests that aren't available live. I'm pre-writing monologues and endings for the show. Grant Cardone says extreme success is by definition outside the realm of normal action. So instead of behaving like everybody else and settling for average results, you take massive action with the 10x rule, removing luck and chance from your business equation and lock in massive success. And I absolutely love that. A lot of people are asking me, why are you engaged to Andy Dick? I'm going to tell you why. Andy makes me feel very safe. When I'm with Andy, I feel like I'm a little kid and we're jumping and skipping around. I just love that feeling. I've had guys, take advantage of me, manipulate me, screw with my head. I've experienced men abusing their power over me and just making me feel like shit, making me feel like I'm not enough. When Andy talks to me, when he remembers me, I should say, he doesn't try to change me or make me feel like he wants something. He's not putting me in any dangerous situations. And I've been in those situations before. I wasn't strong enough at the time to say no to guys like that, but there are predators out there that are truly bad people. And that's something I struggle with because I also believe we are all God's children. But I really could have died in my last relationship. I'm not even exaggerating about that. That's how bad it was. So being with Andy feels like I'm doing something nice for myself. And I'm sure all women can understand that. Eventually, after having relationships where you feel like a hooker that's not being paid, you want to just settle down with a guy who's most likely gay, right? So I want to go to Cheesecake Factory with someone that I don't have to bang afterwards. Is that too much to ask? I think my co-host Sugar can relate to that. Sugar, welcome to Kermit and Friends.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. I'm excited for the show today. We have a big guest. One of the biggest plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills, Dr. David Amron. How exciting is that?
I'm very excited.
Me too. Me too. I have so many questions for him. He's really made it. So Dr. David Amron is someone, I mean, he has a Ferrari collection, this guy. Isn't that shocking?
That's amazing.
Yeah, he has a Qatar collection. He has a Ferrari collection. He's made it in a very hard industry. He's one of the top people in his industry. I would say he probably used Grant Cardone's methods, working really hard. So we want to ask him things.
I would imagine so. It's very hard to become a plastic surgeon. It's a lot of hours, a lot of school, a lot.
Exactly. So Sugar, do you have any questions for me? I mean, this has been a very crazy week for me. Me and Andy were in page 6, right, Andy?
Hi, Andy.
Hey, baby.
Andy, weren't we in page 6?
Supposedly, I did hear that we were.
Isn't that awesome?
I've been getting a lot of texts and phone calls about our engagement.
Really? Were they congratulating you? Are people happy for you?
Yep. Like
Aww.
my real friends are like, congrats, buddy. I'm so happy for you. I'm like, oh, you don't know. Don't be happy.
What? What do you mean don't be happy?
You're difficult.
I'm difficult?
Okay. So, all right. No, you're right. I'm difficult. Okay.
Right. That's more accurate. I would say that's more accurate. You're really difficult. I call Andy. I want to spend time with him. I asked him to go hiking with me. I didn't hear back until this morning. Andy, I guess you were busy for the last 4 days.
Well, yeah, my ex confiscated my phone. Hang on a minute. I've been living on licorice, which is licorice.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Andy, before we get to David Amron, you said you had some big news.
Oh.
What is the big news?
Is that your dog?
Yeah, that's my dog. I have this little buzzer for him. Fozzie, stop it.
What was the big news?
Maybe it's about the ring?
Uh,
All right. I'm going to introduce our first guest. Our first guest is Dr. David Amron. So Dr. David Amron, for the last 20 years, has focused his research and practice on surgical and non-surgical liposuction and body proportioning, as well as other integrative therapies relating to weight loss. Over this period of time, he's gained invaluable insight into the genetic function and structural proportions of the human form and developed a refined and comprehensive approach to the art of liposculpture. So in our current day and age, educated patients recognize the need for a highly tailored and scientific approach to liposuction. Everybody welcome our guest. Give him a warm welcome, Dr. David Amron. Hey.
Hi, Elisa. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the show, David. Thank you so much for being here.
I got to just correct about 2 or 3 things, though.
Okay.
I don't have a Ferrari collection. I have a Ferrari of 1.
Oh.
But I do have a guitar collection.
Oh, okay.
That's one. Number two, it sounded like you were reading a resume, some old resume, but that's okay, because I think you were. And number 3, just for accuracy's sake, I'm not a plastic surgeon. I'm a cosmetic surgeon. That's a derm surgeon. So I'm a dermatologist who does cosmetic surgery, and I own this whole thing, the Roxbury Institute, where I'm sure we're going to talk about.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I met you through my friend, a really good friend, another David that I know.
Yeah.
And I used to work with David, and I was lucky enough. He invited me to a dinner, and you were there, and it was your birthday, and you had a huge birthday party that you were scheduling, and it got canceled. And I know you were
mostly canceled. Yeah.
It was canceled. Okay, so what happened with that? Why did you have to cancel that party? What went on? It was really weird.
Oh, God. I'll try to do a brief version of it. So I turned 60, February 21st, and I was determined to have a little bash. At my 50th, we rented out Harvell's Blues Club in Santa Monica, had about 200 people Saturday night, a band. I played because I play a lot of music, and it was rock and roll dress-up theme. It was great. So I wanted to swing for my 60th, but I'm dealing with COVID here, obviously, and trying to be respectful of the whole thing. So tried to do something, and my vision was to rent either a penthouse or overlooking the city, and eventually scored something. And I'll just say at the London Hotel on Sunset, which is great, a penthouse, 11,000 square feet, 2 levels, outdoor deck. Started putting it together with the hotel, and eventually the hotel contacted us the night before, the general manager, saying that it's probably not going to be able to happen. The county is scrutinizing things too much. So we cut things down to a very, very small group. So I literally had to disinvite about half my friends.
Oh no, that's terrible. I hate that. I hate contacting people and giving them bad news. That is the worst.
It was bad. You know, they bought gifts and everything. And actually one of those people was David, who we had dinner with.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you had to disinvite David?
I did. I mean, if he's watching the show, it was about 2:30 that afternoon.
But David's your best friend.
No, you know what? I could only have people staying at the hotel. They had to have been staying. So there were a group of people that rented rooms, and we were the only people that could congregate together in a COVID-safe way. So I had to literally disinvite everybody else.
So if you uninvited your best friend, that is really wild. I mean, you've known David since you were 11. That's what he told me.
Right. That's right.
So if you had to disinvite him, that's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Dave's watching or he watches this, I'm so sorry, but that's what happens.
My gosh.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Andy.
Hi, baby. Congratulations.
Okay. Elisa.
You know who you didn't have to disinvite? Me, because I was never invited in the first place.
That's also accurate.
Okay, I'm getting a call for Dr. David Amron, Kermit and Friends.
I love you, though.
Hi, this is Carol Jade, Benji's coordinating therapist, and that doctor is hot. And I want him to take me for a ride in his Ferrari and give me a series of injections.
Oh no, Dr. David Amron, that was a fan. You got a fan already. You've only been on the show for
what color?
I didn't quite hear that. Could you repeat what she said?
So basically you have a big fan already. You've only been on the show for like 2 minutes. And that was a crazy fan that wants to have a ride in your Ferrari and also have injections. So how do you respond to that? Because being one of the top plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills with a Ferrari and guitars and everything else you have going on, I know that you're married, right? So how do you deal with fans like that?
Well, I mean, professionally and respectfully. But first of all, my rides begin about 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Does she wake up that early to begin with?
That fan?
Yeah.
Yes, I would say so. Our fans are up around the clock. They're always up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. What, Andy?
Ferrari. What color?
What Ferrari?
What color is it? What color?
It's black. I have something called a GTC for Lusso. It's kind of a 4-seater. It's sort of like a hatchback. You either love it or hate it. It's sort of like your ugly child. You either love and hate. Did you ever see a movie called Harold and Maude? Andy, did you ever see Harold and Maude?
Yeah.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Elisa's probably too young. So it's a 1970s film, quirky, with Cat Stevens music, and about a young guy who had obsession with death and depressed, being raised in a very wealthy household. And his mother bought him an XKE Jaguar, and he took it and chopped it and made it into a hearse. And so that Lusso Ferrari looks like that car. I think I lost
Andy. He likes it. Okay, so another question for you, David. You said something that really surprised me when we were out to dinner with the other David. You mentioned that you said that people put too much emphasis on looks. Okay, so that really surprised me. What is a good reason for people to come to you? When should people come to you, and when is it something else that they can deal with in other ways?
Can I stop both of you right now? She loves Botox, getting the wrinkles, erased or whatever. I don't like it because I think she's beautiful as is.
Good. No, that's a great, it's a common answer for actually good men that are husbands or partners to feel that way. He should love you for what you are. So where do I begin this? I'll try not to go on and on about this. So I did say something like that. And I think I even took it a step further and said that I think that our society is addicted to beauty. Do you remember that? I think that there's an addiction to beauty. And not only just our society, but really worldwide. And probably it's gone on for a long time, but I think it's getting worse. I think that there's more and more of a focus on it. Yeah. And I think that, the internet and social media has contributed to it. You're seeing young girls, 13 and 14, having self-esteem issues and all that stuff. So I do think that there is an addiction to beauty. I think like everything in life, whether it's alcohol or sex or whatever it is, there's a balance with things. And with these things, you can get addicted if you take it too far. And I think that with beauty, it is many times taken too far. There's too much emphasis on it and not enough of development of the person inside. And they look for those external things to define themselves many times, which it shouldn't. So why am I in this field? Because I'm in this field, I guess, of beauty. I ask myself that. I mean, I approach it from science. I like doing what I do and being a doctor and all that stuff, but I do struggle with it. I will say this, though, Andy, the vast majority, it's important, the vast majority of people that see me, women that see me, are very well-adjusted people that are just looking for it, like they look to get their hair done, whatever, to look a little better. They have a healthy approach to it.
They're a little older, most.
No, that's a whole other thing. Not necessarily. A lot of women like Elisa are looking at it preventatively to do what they can to optimize
her. She's absolutely gorgeous. She doesn't need anything.
Elisa, what is your lighting? Is it natural lighting? Because you look so good.
If you saw what I have going on here, you would be shocked.
So behind the camera, there's all this light.
I'll send you
just one of those.
You look good.
I'll send you a picture of my apartment, and it looks like a full television studio in here. I just want the quality of the show to be amazing, so I light it up, and I have a lot of equipment here.
Actually, on the other hand, you've got Andy on that side, which is the total opposite, and I'm somewhere in the middle. Hopefully, I'm a little closer to you, right?
Yeah, I mean, Andy, it's funny you talk about looks and how important they are, right? So Andy, when I see his face, I cannot help but smile. His face makes me so happy and gives me so much joy. I would not change his face. But what was that?
I love you so much. I can't stand it. I really can't.
Well, that's just the truth, Andy. And something I wanted to ask Dr. Amron concerning Andy and plastic surgery is...
I'm not getting... What? What are you going to ask him?
What I was going to ask him is our wedding is coming up soon. Okay.
Wait.
And I want to look perfect.
I'm not getting plastic surgery.
No, not you. Not you.
You know what? Here's what I would get. Tits. You want me to get some tits for you?
See, but this brings up an interesting point, though. This is the difference between men and women. Men generally aren't focused on it so much, and you don't necessarily want a guy who's focused on it so much. Women, I think, are a little more connected to the source in whatever that means, and look more so at the internal person. And so you can look at a guy like Andy that is less than perfect. And if he was a woman,
I was on a show called
and you find him perfect. But the reality is, and this goes back, before social media and all that stuff, men do judge things a little bit more on the physicality of things. I mean, let's be honest, right? And I think women know that. And I think that's why women get caught up a lot of times in terms of paying attention to those things a little bit too much.
So there's so much pressure, doctor. I just want to tell you about this pressure that I'm feeling right now. So after the show, I'm taking Andy to the Ivy. Okay. And I know that somebody might take a picture of us. And unless I spend 3 hours editing that picture, I know it's not going to be something I like. Right. So is there anything that I can do before, my wedding? So that way, no matter who takes a picture of us, I could look perfect in every picture. What would you do to make sure that happens for me?
Oh, you mean stuff I do?
Yeah, like what can I do? So I saw an interview with you, and you said that people that come into your office, you don't want them to say, okay, can you fix my nose? Can you fix my eyes? I want a boob job, whatever. You don't want them to say that. You want people to come into your office and have you decide what they do. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So if I have a wedding in June, so June 30th is my birthday. I want to have my wedding June 30th. And I went into your office. What can you do so I can be perfect by the time of my wedding? That's what I want to know.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is, and I don't have to tell you this too much because you are very good at it. You're able to kind of like sort of disconnect and just be yourself and be free. So the first thing I would advise anybody, man or woman, is try to like just get out of yourself, get out of your head, be yourself, because that's going to come across much more importantly than exactly how you look. So that's the first thing, right?
Really?
Yeah, really. I really think so. If you had a lot of self-consciousness about yourself, it's going to start inhibiting you, and it's going to translate on camera. It just is. So, you have somehow mastered that ability, because even though it seems like you still pay a lot of attention to it, you're very kind of loose and free, and that's a great thing. And that makes you attractive. It makes you have charisma. And that is even picked up by a still photograph and definitely, things like video, right?
Yeah. I say what, actually it's funny because I've met a lot of guys that they're not the best looking guys in the world, but they have so much confidence. Either they're confident or they're funny, and then all of a sudden they're hot.
Right.
So yeah, there is more than just physical looks. So a lot of people here want to ask you questions. Let's take some questions from fans. We have Trumpster Bob here. Bob, you're on with Dr. David Amron.
Wow. I love that beard.
How you doing, doctor?
Good. I mean, I feel like he
it.
He matches the whole atmosphere and everything.
He's beautiful.
Hi, Bob.
I get that when I go to the coffee shop. Every guy in there is like, damn, I like the beard. I like the look. Blah, blah, blah. It's all cool. I actually got 2 questions for you guys. Actually, one for him and one for her, dealing with this particular subject. Now, no offense to you, doctor, but you're kind of average, kind of a nerdy looking guy, right? I mean, you're a smart guy. I like you. I really do. I think you're a beautiful guy, but I'm not gay. Don't get me wrong. Not like that. I just think your mind sounds like it's right on target. You're a smart guy, but why the hell is she taking advice from a dorky looking guy about her looks? Now, I'm sitting here thinking like everybody else out there, there is no such thing as perfect. She's about as perfect as you can freaking get. Why is she even worried about her looks, right? Well, I gotta tell you something, man.
Bob, I'm going to mute you for a second. No, Bob. Bob, first of all, you didn't listen to what I said your part on this show would be today. Bob, you were supposed to take your top off and have Dr. David Amron tell you what you should do. Okay, so you ready to do that, Bob?
I think I want to close my eyes.
Yeah, but I got to ask him this other question first. And I think Elisa would be very interested. I want to even ask for Andy Dick's permission to have sex with her if I could get this done.
What?
I want to know if I could get my pecker turned into a ribbon pecker, like plastic surgery. Put all, little pellets.
I got to tell you, listen, I did a radio show for 2 years. I've done a lot of camera stuff. I said, I'm gonna go into this thing. I've never watched your show before. I said, I'm having some fun. Never seen it. I'm gonna have some fun, be loose. I can handle myself like a big boy. shoot me with anything, but I got to tell you, he makes me a little nervous.
Yeah. So he is not doing the role that I casted him for today. Today I said, Bob, you are the volunteer. I was looking for volunteers. So that way we can do like a Kermit and Friends consultation on someone. So Bob, he volunteered to take his top off and he's not doing it. So until he does that, Bob, he can't just come up here and insult people. Okay, buddy?
I'm not insulting. I asked him, he's a plastic surgeon guy. I wanted to know if I could get my pecker turned into a ribbon pecker so I could please women better.
It's a good question.
It's not my field. He wants what? A ribbon pecker?
I don't know.
What
If
is
it's not
that?
your field, don't worry about it. So you did a lot of press.
Does Andy know what a ribbon pecker is?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't
even know.
Is it like a Woody Woodpecker? I don't get it.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what it is. So David, you had a radio show. You had a show on Netflix.
I did, yes.
So out of all the plastic surgeons in the world, how did Netflix choose you? How did that happen?
Let me give you 1 second. So a long time ago, there's a show called Dr. 90210.
Mm-hmm.
A guy named Robert Ray was on it, who actually operates in my center here. And he called me and said, David, we're doing this whole show on Netflix. We want you to be in it. And so at that time, I was doing this whole sophisticated Center Roxbury Institute, and I'm literally trying to get away from the whole Beverly Hills cliche plastic surgeon bullshit thing and not be in this kind of reality-based show like that. So I hung up the phone. Actually, no, I told him, you know what? I'll be there at the meeting with the producers and check it out. But literally, I went to the meeting thinking there's no way in hell I'm going to be on a show like this. Went to the dinner meeting. The other doctors, they said, are you in? Are you in? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Got to me. I was like, well, let me think about it. I need to talk to you first. So I told my concerns about the show, about just being a reality-based show, like the producers, and just decided to do it.
And was that a good experience for you?
It was good. You know what and another reason why I'm doing this, I have this little thing in my head, because I'm 60 now, that when I'm 85 years old, sitting on a couch somewhere looking back at my life, it's kind of part of the resume of my life. I'll say, hey, that was cool. I did that. Hey, it was cool. I did that. Hey, it was cool. I did Kermit and Friends. So it's on my resume.
I feel the same way. I just do things or not, whether I think it's going to be fun, right? So if I say, oh, is this going to make my day better? Am I going to have fun doing this? Then I do it. If not, I just don't do it. But yeah. I live very similar to the way you live. And what in the surgery world is the hardest thing to do? What is the hardest procedure?
God, I don't know. In the cosmetic surgery world?
Yes.
I guess
God.
Dick thing.
No, I'll tell you, it's mostly all revision stuff. When you're fixing stuff, the so-called botch stuff, it really is the hardest, because usually, you're dealing with kind of sometimes a disaster previously. So in my liposuction stuff, which is lots of revision, it's that stuff. You talk to many facial plastic surgeons, it's revision rhinoplasty, nose surgery.
I know
that's probably the hardest thing. Revision rhinoplasty surgery can be one of the hardest things.
What, Andy?
Rhinoplasty. Why do they call it rhino?
I think rhino's Latin for nose, I hope. I think I would know.
Oh.
I think rhino's nose. Oculos, eyes. So it must be nose.
Do a lot of people come to you before their wedding?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the past it was a whole kind of like wedding makeover thing. Yeah. I mean, they either come sometimes a little bit too soon, like the week before, which is, not enough time to do things.
Yeah.
So I would say that if somebody wants to come before an event, give yourself a few months ideally.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. Okay. So we have more fan questions. Let's bring on Mike Fredo. Mike Fredo, you're on with Dr. David Amron.
These aren't fans.
They're fans.
Hello.
Hey, Mike.
He's got
Hi,
a guitar.
guys.
I like him already. He's got a.
So Mike Fredo is a musician.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
So he's going to be performing later. But Michael, ask Dr. David Amron a question.
Oh, I know. Is it true that You only breathe through one nostril at a time?
I don't think so. Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, where'd you hear that, Mike?
From an otolaryngologist. He told me that the reason why because I could only breathe out of one nostril. I can only feel, well, right now it's okay, but sometimes I can only feel air coming out of one, so I went to him and I asked him, and he said that it transfers, it goes back and forth throughout the day, right?
Now, is that like all the time, or when you're doing specific things, like at parties and stuff like that? You didn't get that.
I mean, yeah.
Nobody got that joke.
Well, I'm on the space station right now, so I'm about as high as you can be.
Okay, so it sounds like that's not your field of expertise. Let's go to Eric.
But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not honestly noses, but I think the answer to that is no. You breathe out of both nostrils.
Okay, no, Michael Fredo. Okay, here's another guy with a guitar. Wow, you have so many friends here with guitars. Eric, what is your question for Dr. David Amron?
Oh, I'm glad that you noticed my guitar. I noticed. I thought that David Amron might enjoy the guitar because the last guy had a guitar too.
That's a C chord, Eric.
Oh my gosh! What about this one?
That's a G, open G.
I love this guy's voice. This guy's voice is so beautiful.
Hey, Andy, it's great to see you.
Okay, one second. I'm just gonna call Eric. Hold on one second. Kermit and friends.
I have 2 questions for the doctor.
Great. What are your questions?
What is the most rewarding aspect of your job, and what are the things you don't like about this line of work?
Perfect. Thank you so much for calling in. Those were good questions. So what do you not like, and what's the most rewarding aspect?
I mean, that's a normal question. So that was probably a real caller, right?
That was a real call. Yeah, we have a couple real callers here.
That was like your sort of normal question. What don't I like about my job? Probably all the administrative work. I think that's what most doctors say. It's not really your doctoring, it's all the administrative crap we deal with. Sometimes the labeling, the stereotype, especially in the cosmetic stuff, it's like, oh, you're a cosmetic surgeon. So that part of things. What do I love about it? I think it's just about helping people, making people happy, just that basic thing. I like science and I like helping people. So you combine those 2 things, it's perfect.
I could see that being very rewarding because when people come in there, they're probably upset about something, right? Usually?
No.
No?
No.
No?
I mean, unless they're hiding it. I mean, no, most people seem...
No, but don't you improve their life? Like, would you say you improve their life like at least 50%?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
You see, we're going back to this thing. When you improve their life 50%, I mean, improve it maybe a little bit. It makes them like a little happy, but not really happy, like happy and joyful and fulfilled inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just like, it's like a little improvement. That's about all it is.
It's a little improvement.
No, wait a second. I will change that though, because a lot of my practice, let me, with the cosmetic stuff, I feel that's generally the case, but a lot of my practice is this condition lipedema. I want to make that clear, where I'm making a life-changing improvement because they've got this disease that is affecting their life for decades, that's been ignored, that's painful. So that is a life-changing thing. And honestly, that is the most gratifying part of my work, kind of getting back to truly, truly changing people's lives. And that does.
Wow. That must feel amazing.
No, it is. It's amazing. Honestly, I go home every day, honestly feeling blessed. I truly do. I feel blessed to like be part of being able to do that.
Oh, that's wonderful. What'd you say, Andy?
I love this guy.
I know. I thought you might actually.
He's a good guy. Very hard to find a good guy. Look, there's a knife in my wall.
Why?
I don't know.
How do you not know?
Probably I did it. But anyway.
Is that Andy's apartment?
Yes, it is.
Why does his ceiling look like that? Because he puts
unknown.
It's tall. It's tall. So there's this other girl I was dating before I got engaged to Elisa, and she gave me this art, and I turned them around. See them? And I'm trying to get rid of them. She's my neighbor.
Yeah, so Andy dates a lot of people, doctor. And one of them is texting me right now. Her name's Callie. And Callie is really upset with me right now. And she keeps texting me.
The fuck you? It's right here. What do you?
Yeah, I did. I texted her. I told her I thought it was rude.
Wait, what the heck is going on over there? It's so weird, doctor. So I'm, engaged to Andy. He's living with this girl named Callie who keeps texting me like angry things. And part of me wants to go get Andy, pick him up and put him like in a cage or something and just bring him out when it's time for the podcast or time to go to lunch. But I can't control him. Do you have any advice for me on how I can kind of make Andy settle down and just focus on me?
Wait, was that for me?
Yeah, that's my question for you.
I'm totally spacing out, honestly.
I'm really sorry.
Can you repeat that once again? Advice for you about Andy doing what?
Okay, so Andy lives with this girl named Callie who hates me right now.
Okay.
Okay, she's really mad at me because she was making out with him on my podcast a few weeks back. And she's mad at me because I don't know. I don't even know why she's mad at me because actually I should be mad at her. But Andy is somebody that's extremely volatile and I can't really trust him because he's with this person and that person and he's uploading pictures of people and he's making out with people and he's all over the internet doing things. And then I can't find him. He's missing for 4 days. How do I get more control over this guy?
Okay. All right. Got it. So, but what was your understanding of your relationship? You guys are engaged now, right?
Yeah, we just got engaged.
Okay. And this was before?
No, this is now.
So, I mean, is this the understanding of what your relationship is about? Because if you have an open relationship, obviously, then, it's fair game.
I think it is an open relationship. I mean, he's open for sure.
What do you mean think it's an open relationship?
Well, he's making out with people on my podcast. I think it's open.
Have you guys talked about it?
I'm trying to talk to him. I should talk to him. You're right. Okay, you're right.
Well, why don't you just establish the rules and just function within the rules? If the rules are to have an open relationship, then, you can't really be upset with him if you're accepting the rules and vice versa,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so let's take another normal question from Sugar, my co-host. Sugar, you're on with Dr. David Amron.
Okay. Now, this is my question, and it's serious. I've had my nose done a bunch of times since I was a kid, and as you can see, it's crooked. But if I go like this, I have one side where I really like it. And also, I don't know, like, at what point elective surgeries are kind of stupid. So, do I want to get this fixed, or am I better off just being happy with it being good when I turn to one side?
It's a consultation here. Okay. So first of all, I don't do noses. So my whole center has different specializations in it. We have a facial plastic surgeon who is great. So I don't, but I will tell you this. Like I mentioned, revision rhinoplasty is one of the hardest things. Every time you go in there to try to make it better, you got to be very careful about it. Your nose looks fairly good to me on camera. It looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, I'd probably leave it alone. I mean, others may argue with me. I'd probably leave it alone. I mean, it looks like it goes a little bit to the right. Am I correct?
Yeah, but my chin is crooked too, so it kind of, it's kind of a match set.
So okay. I agree. Hey, I always say you got to respect a person's face and respect that asymmetry. You can't just try to like make something different than what the person really is, and that's your face. And I think actually your nose suits you. Thank you. Actually, my quick answer to that is I'd leave it alone. My wife, I will tell you, my wife is had her nose done a couple times. It was done. I actually told her before we got married, don't do it. I think it's kind of like perfectly imperfect. I actually liked it. She had it done, and it was not bad. It looked pretty good. At least she didn't make it really small and tiny, which I really can't stand, honestly. And then she went back in to fix it a little bit more, and now she wants to do it for the third time. And actually, honestly, I told this morning, I said, I'd probably leave it alone. But she's hell-bent on doing it.
Sugar, I've had 4 nose jobs. How many have you had?
I've had 3. But the first one, I was 15. I had an accident. I was awake during the whole time. They had pharmaceutical cocaine. I was not only awake, I was high as hell. and making the doctor laugh.
Wow, that sounds
That's a long
horrible.
time ago. That was in the, I mean, like everyone doesn't know how old I am. That was in the 70s.
So let me ask the two of you this. After 7 nose jobs between the two of you, are you guys happy you did it?
Yes.
All right, good.
Honestly,
I'm happy.
If I'd never broken my nose in the first place, I would have had a nose like Kate Hudson, and I would have been just fine never touching it. But since I was so young when I had the first one, when I got older, it looked silly, and they had to take cartilage from the back of my head and add it to my nose because I had this tiny little nose. And then that's why it's crooked. The cartilage never did sit right.
You know, there's 2 things in life I don't regret. That's going on hiking and hiking trips and getting nose jobs. Those are 2 things I just love. Okay, let's take another question from William Quigley. Hey, Quig, welcome to the show.
I'm doing something else. I can't really.
Kermit and Friends.
One more question for the doctor.
Okay.
Do you wish people outside of the cosmetic industry knew about your job?
What do you wish they knew about the job? Okay, did you hear that? That was Smokey. He's a great caller. He's asking, what do you wish that people outside your industry knew about your job?
It's like a simple question. I can't seem to come up with a good answer for that.
Like, are there things that people think about you, David? Are there things that people think about you that you're like, why do they think that? That's so far off.
Well, I don't like being stereotyped. I don't like being just. I think that's the thing. People hear you do something, they just kind of put you in a box with it, and it's kind of like why I did this show. It's like, listen, honestly, it's not like on point with brand for me, but sometimes I like to kind of shake it up and just get out of my comfort zone with things like that, and not just be what I'm defined at. So I guess the one thing is I don't like being defined as any one particular thing. I don't think anybody really does.
Yeah, I've heard people say that if you're afraid to do something or something is making you uncomfortable, you should definitely do that.
Yeah. I think you got to push through your comfort zones. Get out of it. That's where you grow, right? You grow from things that are not quite comfortable, right?
Exactly. Did that attitude change at all? I know you went through a horrible plane crash where you almost didn't survive.
Yeah.
Does that make you any more fearful?
A little bit. I mean, honestly, a little bit. So if you watch episode 3 and 4 of that Netflix thing, the whole thing is about the plane crash. And it was pretty wild. I should have been dead. We crashed in a glider on a mountain. Rescued 4 hours later. I should have been dead from it. But yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you think. I will say this: when I'm in planes and there's turbulence, and I'm not really a scared person, it's a little different now. It brings back bad memories.
Yeah, I'm afraid to fly too, but it just sucks when something like that happens because you have this great attitude. Oh, I'm going to do everything. I want to do things in my life that make me push past fear. And then something happens to make you fearful all over again.
Yeah, but I'm about the same, honestly.
You're the same?
Yeah, I'm about the same.
So it didn't change you?
Not that much. I made you kind of realize that, that could have been a totally different thing and appreciate life and all that stuff. And I got kids and a family. And so, all the implications of that, but it didn't change me that much.
Okay. Next question from Lori Bolton.
I don't know exactly your field. I heard something about liposuction earlier. Is that what you do the most?
Yes. So I'm a super specialist in liposuction. It's the only surgery I do. 27 years, 10,000 surgeries, cosmetic, revision, lipedema. So that's me.
Do you do like Brazilian butt lifts too, like fat transfers?
I do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean,
that's like the only thing I've ever thought of is like lip injections, liposuction, and fat transfers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Brazilian butt lift, you're basically, removing all that fat in the lower back area and sculpting that. You're taking that fat and you are putting the buttock. I mean, honestly, I think that a lot of it's overly done. I think that this doesn't look natural. But if you do it in a natural way,
that very unnatural. It looks like a shelf.
It looks ridiculous.
Butts look like a shelf.
I was driving with my wife yesterday in Beverly Hills. This girl was walking across the street, and it's just like it looks so ridiculous. It really did.
I agree. Okay, Kermit and Friends.
Hi, Lisa. It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. Question for the doctor.
Okay.
The PDO threads. What do you think about PDO threads? Do they really work? And if they're harmful?
That's a good question. I mean, so
great question. Thank you so much.
I think that the thread lift type of thing is being done. I don't do it actually. I kind of want to do it. My old partner Nassif on this bot show, we had a practice together for 16 years, and we tried it years ago and weren't really thrilled with it. I think the newer versions are better. It doesn't completely last, so it kind of goes away after a little bit of time. I've seen good results, and I've seen bad results with like everything. So I think it's reasonable. I don't think it's harmful.
Okay, great answer. We have Corey, Bad Corey. He hosts the wrap-up show, the Kermit and Friends wrap-up show. Corey, what's your question for Dr. David Amron? Can't hear you.
I keep putting myself on mute. First, Sugar, you look great. You're fine. Second of all, we're talking about being happy, right? But be honest, with vanity, is there really any happiness?
I mean, that's a good point. I kind of agree with that. I think that with vanity, people, there's all the stuff I'm talking about. Happiness comes, and I've said this for a long time. Happiness comes as a byproduct of the way you live your life. First of all, you can't really try too hard just to be happy. I know this, don't worry, be happy, but it just isn't that simple. You got to live your life in a certain way, and then you're bestowed with happiness. And I think I agree that vanity also is it's kind of that addiction thing. And that when you're vain, I think when you use the word that somebody's vain, right away you're implying there's a problem, there's an addiction there. So vanity's not a good thing. I agree with them. That's wisdom.
So to people out there that are watching right now, what advice could you give the audience on, steps to be happy? Because right now in this country, this is something I've noticed. I feel like the tension of this year has really taken a toll on people. So what are some small steps that we can do to go more towards happiness and away from, vanity, depression, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge question, a big question. And let me kind of wrap myself around it. I think that, a lot of these are just age-old things. You try to be less selfish, try to think a little bit less about yourself, what more you can do for others around you and society. And even our environment, quite honestly, think of those things. Try to always do the right thing. That's the other thing too. It's I always try to you're given choices in life. There's choices that are kind of better choices, right choices, things that are not. You're compromising yourself. Try not to compromise. Try to always do the right thing. It might be tougher, but you'll find if you're that way, you build character and integrity, and that you're on the right road to things, and that's going to lead to happiness. More so than taking shortcuts with things, which doesn't lead to happiness. Yeah,
I noticed when I do something wrong that I know is wrong, right? Or something that's against, what I think God would want me to do, I immediately get bad karma. Immediately.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that so often in my life. I just realized it recently. Unfortunately, I realized it recently. I realized when I do something good for people, it just immediately comes back to me in blessings. It really does.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think if you just make it extremely simple, if you look at life simply, you just do a million good things, little good things. So every day, if you're nice to animals, if you're nice to the people in your life, if you do good things for yourself, it's going to come back to you. And it's just really not that complicated.
I agree. And when you do bad things, you compromise yourself. You might think you're fooling yourself even, but you're kind of not. It's just like chipping away at happiness, and it's going to come back later on. Initially, it might be a little fix, makes you happy, but it's not going to build long-term happiness.
Exactly. Okay, one more caller. Kermit and Friends.
Hi. I was just wondering what percentage of potential clients have to be turned away because they are crazy plastic surgery addicts, and is this more of a problem as time goes on?
Great question. Thanks for your call.
That's a good question. I mean, a lot less than people think. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I was saying that there's a stereotype that people that get cosmetic surgery are just, whacked up in the head, and they're really not. Most of them are just very well-adjusted people like you, Elisa. But you get some whack jobs out there. and you got to be careful of it, and you got to try to like, you know, weed them out, or get them in line with what you're doing with things.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough part of it. You know, is there anything that you want to promote or tell our audience? Because you're just such a great guest. Did you have fun today? Did you have a fun time during the interview?
Yeah. You know, I want to talk more about like, you know, to me, like the philosophical stuff is more interesting than just talking about like procedures that I do and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully inspired people, made them think a little bit about things, got them out of the, you know, viewing me as a stereotype and just like putting me in a box with things.
Yeah, that's got to be really frustrating. I hate when people do that to me too. And I understand how that is. So
even Andy Dick liked me.
He really did. He did like you. He loves you. He's just having a rough time right now. I think the pressure is getting to him. I think the pressure of our relationship is getting to him. He wasn't expecting it to be what it was this week. So it was a surprise. Right. So when we were in like Page 6 and the Daily Mail and the Chicago Tribune and like UK newspapers, he wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting it. But I think I was excited by it. And he feels like a lot of pressure now. And I don't know how to deal with that. I know that you're in a successful marriage. You know, how do you deal when the people are so different? Because I feel like myself and Andy are so different.
You know, he actually, well, first of all, he's in pretty good shape.
Really?
He's in pretty good shape. I mean, he could probably lose a few pounds, but he's in pretty good tone. But you know what? I just got to comment on this. But, you know, now that he's doing that, he's actually a perfect candidate for lipo. Because, I'm going to show you why. So look at his chest area. He's got some of that man boob thing going, and it kind of wraps around the side there, that upper back area there. And even his waistline, you know, it's pretty good, but he's got a little layer like that kind of wraps around it. So don't like, you know, make anybody think that this guy needs lipo, but he's actually a perfect candidate for it.
He is?
Yeah, but back to your question, because wait, was that his real body? Was that him? Or was that somebody?
Bob, David Amron thinks that wasn't your real body. Was that your real body?
I think he was playing around with some like manipulation.
Cool, but I'm doing no fucking lipo. I might quit drinking for a woman like Elisa, but I ain't gonna do no lipo. That's all beer belly right there, baby. I earned that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so he's not willing to get lipo.
Actually, no, I got to tell you, it wouldn't. You know, a perfectly sculpted body would not suit him. I think you've got this disparate thing going on between that beard and, you know, he's actually in better shape than I would have expected. So
really,
I expected more of a beer belly from him.
So you were impressed by his.
He run 100 miles like 3 days a week kind of thing. I used to be in great shape, but when I come down with my condition where I can't get the virus,
I would stereotype him because that whole beard and this and that, I would have expected a much bigger beer belly. And that's a stereotype, right? But actually he's for the most part in pretty good shape.
Wait, you would stereotype Trumpster Bob?
I would, because, you know, he was in better shape in the shirt off than I would have expected, based on,
look at that,
I guess, the way he looks, and that's a stereotype.
All right, let's quickly go to Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop, do you have a question for Dr. David Amron? And then I'm going to let him go.
Yes, I have a question for Dr. David Amron. How old do you have to be able to get your liposuction to work? I don't know what that means, but okay. What do you mean by that, Lammy?
Justin, are you saying that you would be interested in getting liposuction, but you think you're too young?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
These are good questions, you know, reasonable question, even though the little thing is doing that, the camera and stuff like that. So I've done lipo on the youngest is age 15, the oldest is age 86. So it's not about being this. I got to clear this one thing. Lipo is not about being overweight. Lipo is about having areas of disproportion in a person's body. So somebody can be age 15 or 16 and already their proportion is in shape. To further clarify that, let's say a girl has a skinny upper body and she's got saddlebags and her mom has it or sister has it. She can diet till she's blue in the face. They're never going to go away. She can exercise till she's blue in the face. It's not going to go away. That's where lipo plays a role. And that is set in place even at age 15 or 16. And so as young as that age.
Okay. Hey, Quig, are you ready to talk to Dr. David Amron? This is one of my producers. His name's William Quigley.
Producers. David, do you ever hire anybody in your office and just tell them to come in and work for you and you spend a couple hours, maybe a couple days, weeks, and then don't have a contract, you're not getting paid? They're not getting paid. Do you ever do that to your employees? I'm throwing that out.
Is that
Luis describes me as a producer, and then I ask for a simple contract because these things blow up. Anyway, Dave, I hope you don't mind I call you Dave instead of doctor, but doctor. Do you happen to know David Tannenbaum?
David Tannenbaum?
Yeah.
Or Steve Tannenbaum?
David, he's in LA area, Beverly Hills, does a similar thing. What about John Adams? You know Dr. John Adams?
John
operated on Kanye.
You know, I've been in practice 27 years. Wait, but again, David Tannenbaum, not Steve, not
Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum. I'm thinking Teitelbaum. Excuse me.
David Tannenbaum.
Are these younger guys?
I think he does a little different what you do, but I've known him again. Yeah. I've known him a long time. I just don't see him very often.
I got to Google him.
I used to live in LA.
Where do you live now?
East Hampton.
Oh, other in the country. Where in LA do you live?
Variety of places. I was in West Hollywood a lot. Lived in Silver Lake, lived in Beverly Hills for a while.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I was there 14 years, so I was kind of moving around.
Okay.
But I moved out here.
Are you happy with this conversation? Are you thinking about?
Oh yeah, I mean, what about David Butler? Doctor. He's more ear, nose, and throat. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's yeah.
I should not know anybody then.
It's fantastic, Elisa always has different guests on.
Thank you.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, it must be my brother-in-law is a neurosurgeon at Harvard.
Oh, that's serious stuff.
Arlie, and we're very close. We talk a lot. I mean, it's incredible what you guys do. I mean,
thank you.
To be able to, someone come in ailing because a lot of it's emotional.
Yeah.
For instance, if you got a root canal, you're up all night.
No, honestly, it's cool. I mean, it's great because you like science and you got that whole thing. And you're helping people, and it's a technical aspect of surgery and stuff like that, and it's the emotional thing and families. I mean, really, it's great. I mean, thank God I'm a doctor. I couldn't be a lawyer.
You're an artist. I mean, you study anatomy. I mean, it's like
cool.
I think that's why a lot of I paint for a living. I think that's a lot of my clients are doctors or friends. I would say I don't think I have any clients. I think I have a lot of friends who support what I do. Maybe you feel the same way, but it's interesting because your study is like anatomy, and you love Leonardo da Vinci. It's like, and then if you date back to what they were doing in the Renaissance, which is the beginning of all this, internal medicine science.
Yeah.
And then you look at now where we're at technologically, it's like, and also the politics involved where you can't even go to, I don't know what your field, but you can't even, my brother-in-law can't even go to dinner anymore with someone who came out with a new instrument that's trying to solicit to Boston Medical or, Boston Science.
It's cool. I mean, it's great. I mean, medicine is like, it's kind of like a godly type of work in a way. It really is. I mean, you're dealing with science. I mean, I couldn't be a business guy, just purely business. I couldn't do that.
What's great about our household? My brother-in-law has 3 kids, and I was, up there for a while, and he'll operate all day, and he'll come home and just want to see his kids and hang out, and they don't even acknowledge he's home. Do you have that issue?
Oh, yes, I do. I mean, I got 4 young kids. No, I mean, every day I come back, it's like,
you're saving someone's life.
Daddy's here. They don't look at you.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's this crap. I mean, it's a whole other discussion in terms of like what's affecting our world and society. And just like, honestly, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I kind of missed that time before things like this. This is, excuse the term, fucked up. It really is. I mean, you want to talk about addictions? And we fight, honestly, our household is probably the number one source of stress and anxiety for me in our household, how this plays into it.
Wow. So do you recommend people not using that? What do you think they should do?
I think it's honestly, I think it's unfortunately too far gone that we're so addicted to it. I mean, there's this kind of counterculture movement led by a lot of the tech guys who are actually realizing the damage of these things. In my own household, we let my 12-year-old daughter get a phone And I was trying to hold out. I mean, I was saying not until 16, and I actually wish I stuck by it. So it's a problem. You know, you got to like set rules and boundaries, and it's a tough thing.
All right, now we have Barry Measy. Barry, you're on with the doctor, Dr. David Amron.
Hey, Dr. Amron, how are you?
I'm good,
thank you. What kind of doctor are you?
I'm sorry, what?
What kind of doctor are you?
I'm a dermatologic surgeon, so I'm a dermatologist who does surgical and cosmetic stuff. I own or started a big thing called the Roxbury Institute, which is a large comprehensive center with plastic surgery and dentistry and naturopathic medicine and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to talk to Elisa real quick.
About what, Barry?
So I'm going to sit back and relax.
I just wanted to say that that I'm really disappointed in you, Elisa, and you know, we had a deal and an arrangement previously for something to happen. I'm not going to discuss it publicly on air, exactly specific details, but you had promised me certain things and you never delivered, and I feel you honeypotted me. And you remember what I told you what that meant by text message when I said you honeypotted me for guests. And that's why I came on the show today, just to tell everybody I feel you honeypotted me, okay? So if anybody knows what the term means, it means that a girl basically uses her pussy to kind of influence somebody into bringing them guests in their show, because I'm a major celebrity agent in the business world of sports and entertainment.
What the hell are you talking? Barry, you're embarrassing me in front of my guests. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that before you met Andy Dick, okay, we were talking about you moving to Miami, okay? Bottom line. And you had told me you were not going to marry Andy Dick. You had actually promised me that, and you said you were going to come to Miami in June or July, and then all of a sudden you changed your mind and you wind up getting engaged to Andy Dick. And it's like, and the thing is that in reality, Elisa, is that you know, I was there for you during your depression and during your worst times of the last year. I gave you certain advisory services that as a friend, and told you how to cope with your depression and give you suggestions on what you should do and not do. And Andy Dick would have never done that for you. He never would have done that for you. It's like I've known you for 6 fucking years, and I was really interested in you for the longest time. And all of a sudden, you threw me underneath the fucking bus. And that's the way it was. Yeah, you honeypotted me for Niall Henson, Paula Gizetti, and then Tony Bon Jovi, who's now not coming on, just so you know. So that's John Bon Jovi's cousin, Dr. Amron, who put together the band. So who's a major producer in the music industry. So he has the next pop star coming out named Aria, right? So,
wow.
So this is like breaking stuff.
You have any questions
and
for
I wanted to
Dr.
discuss with
Amron?
Lisa on the show.
I prefer not.
You know, and basically she honeypotted me, and that's the way I feel.
Okay, I did not honeypot you, Barry. Barry, I don't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Don't lie, Lisa. It wouldn't be the first time that you try and do that to somebody. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Okay? Putting my foot down now. Okay? So I'm really disappointed. Andy Dick has previous sexual battery.
Nope. You are not talking shit about my fiance. That's where you cross the line. All right. David, thank you so much for joining us today. You have been fantastic. Any thoughts on maybe possibly considering being a Kermit and Friends regular?
Possibly.
Yay.
Possibly.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'm not sure I fit in with this crew.
What was that?
You want me to be a regular?
I mean, that would be great. I'm going to give you some time to think about it. But I mean, I would love that. You obviously bring so much class to the show. And you're not.
Well, I was on the fence, but Barry made me clear about that.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with him later. I don't want to involve you in that mess. But again, thank you so much for joining us. You've been amazing. And I hope you're back really soon. What a great guy. I love him. I'm going to deal with Barry in a second, but first watch this video of Dr. David Amron.
My name is Dr. David Amron. I'm a dermatologic surgeon. My practice is in Beverly Hills, California, and I've been in practice now 18 years. I think I'm a very artistic person that likes to create, and it was a real expression of myself. And so that combined with caring for people and making people happy was a really good combination. Most of my practice is liposculpture. You know, I've taken that area, which I focused on for 18 years, and developed a real specialization in it. But what might surprise people, actually the most enjoyable thing I do, which I really creatively and artistically take a lot of pride in, is how I contour a person's face. I categorize changes in different areas: expression lines, gravitational changes, volume shifts or volume loss, and then the skin itself, how I approach the skin in terms of resurfacing or using lasers, whatever it is. My evaluation is very different than other surgeons. You know, in cosmetic surgery, I think one of the things that commonly goes on is patients come in and say, I want to do this. I actually don't ask the patient what they want to do. I actually ask for the permission to make a determination what should be done. And if you really think about it, that is the proper approach. And actually that's the most caring approach. You know, are they or are they not a candidate, and making them clear what should be done in terms of balance and proportion. Because if you don't approach it that way, you're going to throw the person out of balance and proportion. I write music, I sing, I've got about 60 guitars, acoustic and electric, so it's a very serious hobby of mine. Other than that, photography, I love photography. And then the typical things, you know, hikes, eating out, good movies, travel. I think that there are many aspects to being a good doctor in general. I think with aesthetic medicine and cosmetic procedures, cosmetic surgery, there's a lot of different qualifications, but I really think it begins with being a good person, having integrity for things you do in life, and really caring about doing things well, having honesty, and always guiding your patients, not ever trying in this area to sell them with things, always making them feel guided and cared for.
So I think that went really well with the doctor, except one thing. Barry, what was that? What was that, Barry? What was that? That was not good. I'm not happy with you right now. You went on a porn show last night talking shit about me again. You were out of control, Barry.
Yeah, I it wasn't a porn show. It was another show. It was another podcast. Yeah, it was a podcast.
Was it good porn?
No, it was a podcast. I went on a podcast last night. And I told the truth about Elisa last night. Yeah. What?
I'm getting a call. Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, Elisa, it's Hamhands Bill.
Hey, Hamhands Bill, how are you?
All right. Listen, I want to say something about Barry. Hey, Barry, you know, you look like a nice guy.
Excuse me, Bill. How so? How so?
Well, no. Look, listen, what I want to say is, Elisa, Jordana, and myself, we've been friends for years. She's nice to me. We're nice to each other. She tells me she loves me, but I know she tells me she loves me as a friend, and I consider her a very nice person. So I don't want you to think that when she's nice to you and tells you she wants to hang out with you or that loves you something, you should not take that as more than friends. So maybe she told you about going to Miami or Florida, you know, for fun, but not to be your girlfriend.
The truth is, I just really love Miami. He mentioned that there were some inexpensive condos there. I looked it up. I saw a condo for $50,000. I got excited, but that had nothing to do with anything else.
Yes, I don't want Barry to turn his back on you. just because of that, just think of Elisa as another friend, which has been a good friend to me and many other people, and just, just chill out.
Thank you, Bill. That's a great call. Thank you so much. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. This is a great guy. Hands Bill understands. He's a great guy. He's one of my best friends. Don't you want to be my best friend like that, Barry? Why could you? I mean, you went into the Kermit and Friends fan club. You went into a porn show. You went and Kermit and Friends.
I didn't go into a porn show. I didn't know it was a porn show. I went into a podcast, not a porn show.
It said porn on it.
No, what was a podcast last night on Discord.
All right, it was a podcast called Porn. I unfortunately listened to it. I can't believe I listened to that. I'm not listening to anything else. Someone sent me the link. I clicked on the link, and you were just talking so much shit about me, Barry. I've been so nice to you. I called you in the insane asylum every day.
You've been so nice to the point that the moment you get a boyfriend every time, it's like, I don't give a shit if you want to date me or not. Okay, that's the bottom line. I'm happy with Brianna, my wife. Okay, but the bottom line is we wanted to get kinky with you and have a threesome. That's it. Okay, that's all we wanted to do was get kinky with you and have a threesome. So I have so many bitches here in Miami. It doesn't really fucking matter to me. But the bottom line is that you were always nice to me, and then every time you date a guy, it's like you're like, oh, talk to me about this in the show. Talk to me about this in the show. I don't answer the phone, not for guys when I'm dating another guy. It's like, really, Elisa? It's like you're a rock star, a radio personality, and you're also a writer, okay, and a reality TV star, okay, and an actress, okay. You should be more familiar with the industry and the way it works, as well as the fact that I'm trying to look out for your best interest, because it's like, as I explain to you in text messages, and I'm not talking shit, I'm just telling the way it is, okay? And I'm not going to bring up shit like I did before, because I don't want you kicking me off air, and I want to respect you, okay? And I want to respect Andy, okay? But Andy Dick does not have the best reputation in Hollywood. Let me just put it that way. I've spoken with people, okay? My people, okay? At major agencies, okay? I've spoken with people at major places, okay? Do you know that I have Grammy award-winning artist Life Jennings' entire press list? Yeah, of every talk show host in the entire country. That's because, and their personal cell phone numbers, I can go to Oprah Winfrey like that if I want tomorrow. Mark Cuban I talk to all the time. Fuck, I just spoke with, what's her name? Reese Witherspoon the other day. Yeah. So it's like, and I got my old Instagram back, by the way, Elisa. I got it back last night. So I was able to log in from my old cell phone, switch things over to what I needed to. So I'm back in my old account. So, and it says Instagram verified me as a celebrity. They put actor underneath my title. Not a blue check mark, but they put actor as somebody that's a personality. See what I'm saying? So just like you, I'm a fucking personality. But I'm also somebody that started from nothing to everything just like you, okay? So I understand you, okay? But at the same time, don't make it seem like you're coming to Miami to be with me and use me for my fucking relationships and the things I could do for you, like a talk show and WEYW, the Keys Florida TV, which I told you I could do for you, and different things like that, and Niall and Paula, and like all these different people, and Tony Bon Jovi, and all this shit, okay? Okay? I thought you were genuinely interested in me and like having a kinky threesome with me and Bree. And I did not realize that that you're just like, because I actually read online that you're a fucking nympho, Okay, I read that online that you're a fucking nympho. Okay, yeah, I read that online somewhere. It said Elisa Jordana is a nympho. Okay, so there were certain things I read in media articles, and I perceived certain things a certain way. And to go to those people in chat that called me delusional, I'm far from delusional. I've never had delusions in my whole life. I've had comprehensive psychiatric evaluations twice. One over 5 months, one over a year. And they each said no delusions, okay? So fuck off to all of you, okay? I just suffer from depression and mood swings due to bipolar disorder, okay? So yeah, I was in a fucking loony bin. You know why? Because the U.S. government threw me in the street because they hate me so much after I got out of the Fed for misdemeanors, okay? I never had any felonies or anything. I had misdemeanors behind me, and they're being vacated now due to constitutional rights violations, okay? So done by the feds against me. Don't ever get in trouble with the feds, Elisa. I'm telling you that right now. They fucking do not play around. They don't.
All right, now with a new theme song for Kermit and Friends. Everybody welcome to the show, Mike Fredo.
Well, when you're sitting there in Kermit's couch and in Fozzie's chair, you wonder where is Quiggs. He's in East Hampton painting pics. Then you got Mr. Dick on the phone. He's asking, can we go here? Can we even go home? I guess I'll wait 1 sec until we have more sex. What now? What's next? Was it more and more? Did I bet down the bone down the bedroom door? Oh, is it hard to tell? Is it the way I look or is it the way I smell? But I know I'll be with you forever, and I'll see you on the Kermit Show. Through obstacles in all endeavors, Elisa Jordana, oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh, that was freaking awesome. Quig, look what Michael Fredo just did.
Mike's great. Can we bring him on together? Can I be with Mike?
Yeah, did you like his theme song?
I loved it. I love Mike. Mike, how are you?
No.
Hi, guys.
Okay, Mike Fredo is freaking awesome. I love your theme song. You're so talented. But Quig, when you have private conversations, that's when you're like, how are you? How are you? What's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a producer.
Yeah. Okay.
I know exactly what I'm doing, don't I?
And you know what, Quig?
You know what? Let's bring this up since let's bash Elisa Day, isn't it? It's like bash Elisa Day. This makes sense. No, you had like a doctor on who can manipulate you, and you're getting bashed. So this is perfect. You might need him. Does he do mental, physical alterations? Right? I'm sorry. You okay with that Barry stuff?
You know what I'm also not okay with, Quig, is how you came on when the doctor was on.
Yeah.
You started to bring up all your bullshit about getting paid and you're the producer. And you said this like convoluted question to him about how does he hire anybody that he doesn't pay? Why were you doing that?
Well, I was gonna ask him if he ever hired anybody and they came to work for him and didn't get anything. And then he kept calling them even after hours and asking if they could do a little extra work. But eventually, and did they, does he write a contract I think that's pretty legitimate these days. Because like Barry said, you don't want to get honeypotted. You just don't want to get honeypotted. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds good. What does that mean, Elise?
I don't really know what it means, but one thing I don't like is I bring my producer on with a really, really fancy, important, amazing guest from Beverly Hills that does plastic surgery.
He was great.
And you try to make me look bad in front of him.
Oh, I didn't see it like that. I thought it was funny.
Quig,
I think it's very comical at this point because how many weeks have we been working together now?
So you feel like you have been taken advantage of by me. That's what it sounds like.
Who hasn't been taken advantage of? Oh, there's Eric. How's Eric feel about things?
Eric, you're muted, honey.
Never lived, you know.
What was that, sweetheart?
If you've never been taken advantage of by Elisa
Sweetheart.
Jordana, then you've really never lived. You haven't lived a life yet, you know. It should be on the top of the list of everybody on earth, you know. Taken advantage by Elisa. I was taken for a joyride by her, you know. She's kind of like
joyride.
Kind of like Michael Jackson. He was taken by a joyride, you know, and like incriminated and all that bullshit by the feds in Los Angeles, you know. But actually, it should be the other way around. You should be taken by a joyride by Elisa, you know. We should all be.
Tell us about your joyride with Elisa. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh my gosh, my joyride with Elisa.
Give us a good story. Give us a great one.
Well, okay, so there was one time I poured all this time and energy into this chick because she's a rock star, because I know there's going to be rock stars in the future. We're going to be all really rich and stuff like that. And then Andy Dick totally came by and ate up my fish right from my mouth. I was like, what?
Wait, Andy's recent.
I know.
So
but
were you saying that you were involved with Elisa recently, and then Andy came along and swiped her?
Well, I was talking to her on the phone about coming to visit her in Los Angeles and getting dinner at some point, you know. But now that she's in
but you weren't engaged to her.
No, but I was thinking about being a good friend of hers again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and maybe even coming and hanging out in Los Angeles again.
That'd be nice, Eric. Trumpster Bob, you have 2 questions for me. What are they?
2 questions? Who told you it was only 2 questions?
All right, what are your questions, Bob?
Oh, I get it. I got about 6 questions for you.
Okay.
But if you want to limit them to 2, let me know ahead of time, because I got 1 question I got to ask you. I know everybody wants to know.
What's that?
My first question that I know a lot of people want to know, and I do mean like you'd be shocked. It's an innocent question. How is your relationship with your mom?
What was that, Bob?
How is your relationship with your mom?
Well, to be honest
Do
with you,
you
Bill,
and
it's
your
not.
mom have a good relationship or not?
Well, honestly, it's not going very well because once the Page 6 article came out, my mom was very concerned. She was very concerned. So she called me and she was unhappy about the whole situation. And I mean, my own version of hell is explaining my engagement to Andy Dick to my mom. I mean, imagine that. I had to explain it, but really,
moms don't like anything out of the ordinary. Okay, I mean that's a given. Anything that's not picture perfect, they want to spank you over, right? Just like a daddy to his son. So I get it, but no, please keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to throw that in the fire.
I mean, you cannot have approval from everyone. You know, you can't.
No.
And I feel like I get approval from no one. Everyone hates that I'm engaged to Andy Dick. I don't feel supported in it, Bob. I don't feel supported in it.
I think a lot of guys support you. I think even the guy you just had on support you if that's what you really want to do.
Yeah. That is what I want to do. I mean, I love Andy. I do. I love Andy. I love like his face, his laugh, the way he is.
That's the way you gotta go, girl.
Thank you.
That's the way you gotta go. Look, every relationship I ever been in, however it ended, I promise you to this day, you cannot find one single female that I've ever had a relationship that we're not the best of friends to this day. It just wasn't meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So I support women in whatever direction they feel like they need to go. I'm going to go this direction. Okay. And if we happen to be going the same direction, hey, let's spend some time together. It's all good. You know what I mean? But
do.
no, I'm
Elisa,
totally with you on the Andy.
I think you're going the right direction with Andy. I think all the rough, idiotic, poor, sick, lovesick losers, and a long list of them, an endless list of these people, who, you don't even know where they're coming from, Hell's Angels or Crips, and then you're under this rock somewhere. And then I come around and I don't have any money. I've got some records. I've got a dream. Maybe there's some funders around, but there's nothing solid. I think if you have an option like Andy, he's solid. Everybody knows Andy. Everyone knows where he lives. And he's been around for a long time. I think that's actually kind of a good thing, And at the end of the day, if we end up just being like very good friends, but we also kind of are in maybe business together, like musicians, film, we direct movies. Andy's so well connected too, and so, yeah, if you have something solid like that in your life, I mean, I could see why you would just go for it. And I'm really proud of you, really. And do you really like him? Are you really turned on by him? And are you two in bed with each other right now?
So I actually haven't seen Andy in a while. We're supposed to go to the Ivy today, and then we're going to go to Craig's tonight. That's the plan. But Andy isn't somebody that follows plans.
Right.
I actually spoke with Andy's son, Jacob.
Okay.
So
are you interested in Jacob as like a partner, perhaps?
No, not as a partner. So Jacob will be my stepson.
Okay. If you go through with the marriage with Andy.
Yes.
Okay.
So, he'll be my stepson, and I have to get to know Andy's family too, right? So you're not just marrying the person.
Yeah.
So that's why I was so upset when my mom was like pretty much furious at me for the whole situation.
And how do you feel about like the fact that like no matter what you do, and if you were to marry Andy, he would be having sex with other women because that's the way he is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No matter what you do, someone like me, I would not be having sex with other women, but I'm not nearly as successful as Andy. When I'm Andy's age, I'd like to be as successful as him. But if you marry Andy, he's going to have his dick in other women's vaginas and their butts. He's going to have orgies while you're there. That's just who he is, right? That's his era. And if you tried to stop him from doing that, like when I tried to stop you from doing that, it was a nightmare, right? Try to change the way someone is? No. But change the way you are, stay the way you are, and invite them in, perhaps. But, I mean, do you really feel like, if you're married to somebody and they're having sex with a different woman every weekend, so you're not going, you have a plan to go out with him, but he's going to go he's bored, and he gets bored, rich and famous, likes having lots of women. I mean, how would you navigate that long term? Like, could he have 3 wives and you just be one of them?
Happy birthday, John. I just wanted to say that to you. Love you.
Thank you.
Are you going to be singing today?
No, well, somebody said I should sing happy birthday to myself, but, I think people should sing happy birthday to me.
Oh, and as a caveat to that, Elisa, just as far as realness, you have billionaire hedge fund investors watching this right now who know you. And so you don't really need Andy for money purposes, per se. But for solidity, I think so. And for fame, I think so. I think that's a great ally and a great friend. But I wanted to tell you also I love you. And you look really beautiful right now. And I don't think I've ever seen you as solid as you are right now at this point in your life, too. You're beautiful. So I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how much do you think this marriage with Andy is really going to work out and go through?
So for me, it's a 10.
Okay.
On his end, I think I don't know. I don't know how he's feeling.
Okay. But you want to be a married woman, and you like being a fiance.
I love being a fiance. I love that there's like a 50% chance I'm going to the Ivy today.
Yeah. What about, could I come visit you in Los Angeles sometime and we could do something?
Sure.
How would you feel about that? I could book a plane ticket, and I could tell you when it is, and I'll fly into town, and we could plan on doing something, just as friends, But how would you feel about that? And don't get me wrong, I love Andy. I think I think he's wonderful. But how would you feel about that if I booked a plane ticket right now just to go get lunch or something?
I don't know. I mean, I used to enjoy having lunch with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because like I'm engaged now.
Well, don't worry about that. I like Andy a lot. If we could make $1 billion, and if I can make $1 billion, and you can make $1 billion, and Sugar can make $1 billion, and Andy can make $1 billion, I think we're all in bed together. And marrying someone's a great way to say, "Hey, I want to be your business partner for real." But yeah, I mean, it would not like. So you liked having lunch with me?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, what if I booked the ticket? And we had lunch together.
Everything's different now, right, Sugar? I can't be going to lunch with people.
No, you have to be committed to Andy.
Yeah. I mean, this is getting serious. It's really getting serious now. This is real. This is real, actually.
Marriage is not just a bunch of fun and games. It is a commitment. You have to make sacrifices. Hi, Luna.
Hi.
Yeah, okay. So this is serious. I'm taking this seriously. Okay.
You should. It's very important.
Yeah, I'm taking this very seriously. I just spoke with Andy's. I felt like I needed permission from his children.
Oh, I love his children.
Yeah. So what I did was I spoke with Jacob Dick. I did. And you can watch that. Let's see, right now.
Oh, wait, we're backstage.
Hi!
Okay.
Oh my God!
Oh, we did it.
Excited!
Yeah, we did it.
Oh my gosh! Hey, Jacob.
Hey, hello. How are you?
Jacob, this is Fozzie.
Hey, Fozzie. Oh my God, look at Fozzie, dude. What a cutie.
It was just his birthday.
It was his birthday. How old is little Foz?
He just turned 4, I think, because he's adopted. So I'm not really sure.
My goodness, Fozzie, you're getting up there, big dog.
Yeah, he had a pretty good day. Cool. So look at this. Look how Jacob did this. So oh my gosh, he's so smart because I couldn't figure out that we couldn't be on the phone at the same time as we're doing this. So now we know. What's up?
Nothing. Now we know.
Now we know. We can do this anytime. We can chat around the clock. Are you flossing?
Mm-hmm. We just had some salmon.
Oh, okay. That's good. So what's up over there? What's going on?
I made fresh wild salmon with lemon. He's just been watching Glee all morning.
Really?
Yes, he loves it. I love it.
Do you like it, Jacob? Are you a Glee fan?
I'm not the biggest Glee fan, but I get suckered into it sometimes. Certain songs I can vibe with.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched it. I think I would like it. It sounds like something that would be up my alley because I like music.
Well, yeah, you love it then. If you like music and dancing around, it's perfect for you.
It's great.
Yeah. So, that's a nice room you're in. That's really nice.
Yeah. What's going on?
So I wanted to tell you about everything that's going on. And because you might not know. So a lot's going on right now. And you're there, but I'm happy you're there because that house looks so nice. And you have Jacob there and he can help you with stuff. And I think you just have a lot more helpful people there.
We're trying our best. Our damnedest.
So Jacob, what do you think of like your dad's like roommates and like his apartment? Do you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't know this crew that much. This selection of criminals and firms he selected this time around. But I'm sure they're like there have always been, which are bad and just rotten apples. So I disagree, and I think he can do better with his roommates.
Yeah, so I've met them several times now.
Are they any good, or they have any signs of hope?
I see signs of hope. So I don't know if you know this girl, Callie, but she's living there.
Okay.
and her previous roommates have been Ron Jeremy and Corey Feldman.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know why, but there's something about her that I really like.
Nice.
She's very honest. Like she'll just tell you everything.
I love honesty.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you would probably like her. And then there's this guy, Jesse.
I'm hearing about Jesse.
Yeah, so Andy, I don't think, well, actually, Andy, are you friends with Jesse right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got problems.
Yeah, I mean, we all have problems. You know, he's a lot of fun, Jesse. He's really popular. He knows everyone. He's constantly surrounded by people. But the problem with him is like, well, Andy seems to be upset with him because, why? Why are you upset with him, Andy?
He takes too many pills.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's pretty bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's fucking around.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooking for Cocoa Puffs?
So do you want him living there, Jacob?
No, I'm not living here.
Look how comfy you are.
Yeah, but I'm not living here. I'm just visiting.
I want to live there. Look at that ceiling. It's a high ceiling.
I'm in the living room. It's not a room.
What do you think he should do with his living situation?
So what
he just kind of talking the talk.
So that's a good question, Jacob. So what I think he should do is, I mean, what I see right now, it looks super nice there. I don't know if I'm like overestimating what it is, but it looks really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you keep it really clean.
I mean, yeah.
Andy's Hollywood apartment is like filled with people.
And glass. And broken glass.
Yeah, and like there was some chickens there. They didn't make it.
Yeah. That's terrible. It's like really sad.
So, Jacob, as long as I have you here, can I interview you?
Sure. What do you want?
Okay, so you're Jacob Dick, right? Is that your name?
Yeah, my name's Jacob. On what show? Like a podcast?
Got a couple of them.
So, okay, let me tell you who I am, okay? Because you probably don't know. So my name is Elisa. I met your dad, Andy, a few months back through William Quigley. Do you know who that is?
I do know a guy who likes to draw a lot. And he draws so much. I think his art's a little on the squiggly side.
That's him.
That's him. Oh wait, and you know what? He eats a lot. He eats a lot, right? So he's a little pigly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've heard of him.
Okay, so it sounds like you know exactly who I'm talking about. So I met your dad through William Quigley. And your dad went on a date with my neighbor.
Oh, how'd that go?
Andy, do you remember that date at all with Brandon?
Barely. Why? How'd it go?
So it didn't go that great.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it didn't go that great. So there was a problem with the bill. The waiter made a really mean post about Andy, like a really mean post online. And I was really upset.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that was our first time meeting. And then the next time I met Andy, he didn't remember meeting me the first time. So it took me about 3 times to meet him until he remembered me.
Sounds about right.
Somehow he ended up on my podcast, Kermit and Friends, and he's been so amazing on there.
Oh, nice. He's an amazing guy. I love him.
Yeah, it must be really fun to have him as a dad. I can imagine. It's like, how would you describe him as a dad?
Jeez, as a dad, I'd describe him as like what you were saying, like a fun dad, more of like a friend even. I classify him so much as a dad. I believe it. More of like a good friend who.
Are you an artist, Jacob?
The artist, yeah, you can say that. I dabble in the dark arts. I guess I'd be considered a beekeeper right now.
He's a beekeeper.
That's that's my title, or what I've been doing for work.
He gets paid for it.
Yeah, I like do live humane bee relocations. Like somebody will call us with like a pesty bees in their house, and we'll go in there smoke them out, vacuum them up, and take them over to our like apiary on Flightway. That's like what I've been doing.
Wow, how did you get into that?
Dude, I got into that literally last year randomly. I mean, I've always loved bees, and I was at like a Walgreens actually, and I saw this dude in a bee suit, and I just walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, how do I get into bees?" And he just like, he's kind of shown me the ropes ever since then. Yeah.
So he was your connection in.
Correct. Correct.
So you need a connection to get into the beekeeping business?
I mean, no, I bet anyone could, and I would consider it more of a hobby than a business. But when you do the relocations, then there's a business aspect. But if you're just like trying to save the world by like keeping bees, which I support and I love, I wouldn't consider it so much a business unless you get into like the pollination world, which there's good money in that. Like farmers and beekeepers to bring hives to their crops so they can pollinate, which there's good money in pollination, apparently.
What do you like about bees?
I mean, besides that they are like the biggest pollinators in the world and that we need them, like for our planet, dude, if the bees just all of a sudden went extinct, our food supply would be gone within like 4 or 5 years, something like crazy like that, and we'd be like fucked. So I love the bees. I think about that where it's like I do feel like I'm doing something that I'm just working like a cube office job or something.
Like you're doing something important for the world?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like supporting everyone, yeah. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. It's really cool, actually.
Do you have any bees personally, like on property?
Not here, but yeah, like about probably like a 10-minute drive over here on Flightway. We have like 50 strong hives, I'd say. So yeah, that's like hundreds of thousands of bees. we have quite a few bees.
Wow. So that's your main job right now?
Correct.
Okay, great. And are you living full time there, or are you ever here in LA?
I was in LA with my ex. I was living full time there in LA, but my ex broke up, and now I'm back here full time. Yeah.
Have you seen the recent news about Andy and I?
Oh yeah, you guys are getting married, right? That's exciting. When's the marriage? When's the wedding? I like to suit up for a good wedding. I have some good recommendations too of places.
Really?
I mean, Into the Seventh Ray is beautiful there in Topanga. I might be able to weasel you guys in.
Real? Wow, you have a connection there?
I mean, yeah, I know the bus boys.
Perfect.
and the I got no.
Andy, did you hear that? Jacob's gonna hook us up in Topanga.
Oh, the bus boy's gonna marry us.
So you're fine with him marrying again?
Oh, I recommend it.
Yeah.
I support it fully.
So you think it'd be a better situation than what he's got going on now?
It's
I don't have anything going on now.
Yeah, there's nothing going on now.
Well, wait, Andy, aren't you married right now?
That's all just technical paper stuff.
Yeah.
You can throw that aside.
Okay, so we can push that to the side. Okay, so you think he just needs a wife, and to be a good wife to Andy, what would I need to do? Like what do you think that entails, Jacob?
I'd say a full bottle of vodka daily. Then maybe a couple energy drinks. Like just a basket. A care package of the bottle of vodka I think is the most important. And yeah, that he'll be pretty much he's self-efficient from that point forth.
Is the vodka for him or is it for me?
You.
Oh, okay. So I have to be drunk pretty much 24 hours a day.
That's probably the easiest way to handle it.
It would help.
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. What do you think, Andy? We got a blessing from your son.
Well, he just wants to get rid of me.
Nah.
Is that why you want him to get married? Is to get him out of the house?
I don't.
I think think Jacob just likes weddings. I like weddings too.
Weddings.
They're so fun.
No, I've actually only been to like 2 in my like that. I don't know. I've been to 2 recently. Just Brooks' friends. Like you never took me to weddings, or like I never went to weddings.
I never
but then-
really went.
Yeah, and then
my
like,
friends all get married like at the courthouse.
That's slaves.
That's not fun at all. I don't want to get married at the courthouse. I want to get like either that Topanga place or the beach.
Yeah.
I want to have fun on my wedding.
Weddings were cool. My ex took me to a couple of her friends' weddings, and it was a fun time.
Yeah, there's music, there's dancing. I love to dance.
Never really went to weddings.
You'd like them. You'd be into them.
Andy, you're such a great dancer. You'd be perfect at a wedding.
You can marry people, can't you? Didn't you get that? Like, you did all that?
I don't think I can marry me and her. I don't think.
But you could literally marry
Maybe I
people.
could. Maybe I could marry her and I.
So here's the problem, Jacob.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you a problem that's come up.
Okay.
So we have some financial problems already.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
Like state of his property or in the state of your guys' marriage?
So just in our marriage. So for instance, Andy asked me to pick him up, and I don't mind doing that when he's in Hollywood.
But the goose hunt. Or wait, finish what you're saying.
Well, I don't mind doing it when he's in Hollywood. It's not that expensive, but to pick him up in like Hemet, I looked it up. It's anywhere from $200 to $400.
Oh wow.
And I don't want to be responsible for that. I love that he's there with you. Like, it warms my heart. I love it. I'm so happy he's there. I can tell he's in a safe, clean place. It looks beautiful, but I don't want to be responsible for every time he needs an Uber or a Lyft. And it's like, $200 plus. I don't want to be responsible for that. And he's banned from Uber. He's banned from Lyft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in charge of that, Jacob.
It seems. Is that the problem? I have to work. You have to work. We can get him back. I ain't worried about that. If that's the problem.
Well, it's something that we can work on. And then the other night we went to the Sir restaurant.
You got to realize multiple different Andys. Something you should know with like you're gonna marry him is there's different personas to him. So like someday he really wants to go, but then like within 15-20 minutes he's gonna want to stay here. So it's like you gotta deal with like the one you're with at the moment, and then be ready for him to switch. We could get you could be back in LA in like 3-4 hours.
So the only downside to that, Jacob, is that he's got like 9 people in his apartment right now.
Yeah, no, that are all bad people, and
yeah.
He feels like he needs to be there to help them or whatever, but he needs to have focus on helping himself most importantly. So yeah, the best thing is like distracting him and not even like realizing, like forgetting about the people in his apartment. Oh, like fuck that noise, that shit. That's gonna always be there, and he'll always be able to create that. The best thing is like just keeping him here.
I agree with you. I mean, I love hanging out with Andy. Like, I would hang out with him every day. But if he's safer with you there.
Also comes down to like, because we can't keep him against his will, which he loves to say that he's a victim of like a trap, but secretly, he wants to be here. Like, he was being his little baby last night and saying like, "Oh, I want to leave. Like, get me out of here." And we like almost just. He like was about to start walking, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of more sad to see, but I think if we just keep him liquored up, he'll be all right.
Wait, you think liquored up is better?
Well, it's a fine line because he does get aggro when he doesn't have the liquor, but he's also aggro with the liquor, so it's like a tricky balancing act. It's a really tricky balancing act.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid the aggro side.
Oh, it doesn't seem like your marriage is going to work out. If you've seen that and can't handle it, I suggest not going further, because the aggro side's fucking intense. And first part of his characteristics. But it's also like what has gotten him forward in certain situations, I'm sure. But now he needs to like become humble and like the thing that pisses me off with the aggro part is when he stops drinking, he becomes this kick-ass human being, but then he forgets about all like the drinking incidents that have happened, and he thinks he's like this super person, and gets all the bad stuff he was doing when he was drinking, and then he like gets mad at us for like not being perfect when all reality nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
It's tricky, man. Life's tricky.
Life is tricky, but Andy does have the side of him that is so fun and so happy and joyful and very kind and humble.
Yeah.
And that's the great side of him. And he always wants to have a good time, and that's like just such a joyous spirit.
Yeah, Andy's always got like everyone's back too. He's an awesome human.
Yeah. Andy, you hear that?
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's crying. He loves it.
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah, everyone feels that same way. Everybody that knows him says the same things about him. They always say that he's just so kind and fun, and he's almost like a little kid, like the way a kid has joy.
He is.
And he just like bounces around. So do you have any questions for me?
Ask her anything. Not at the top of my head. I'm honestly just be curious about something. No, I'm like just waking up and trying to figure out how to like entertain this guy for the day. So he doesn't
entertain Andy for the day?
I know. It's kind of a full-time job, believe it or not. I have Glee. You have Glee, I know, but hey, bye, Elisa.
All right, bye. It was nice talking to you guys.
To you. It seems like a case of love.
Yeah, it is, right, Andy?
Yeah, right.
Aw.
Call me when that guy can do it.
Okay, I will. All right, what'd you guys think of that? Did you like it? Let's ask Bob what he thought. Bob, that was my stepson. What do you think?
Oh my God, you don't want to ask me that question.
What do you mean? That was my
I
stepson.
think you're better off.
is-
I like him. I think he's a cool guy. Okay, I'll say that. But I got more questions for you. And I think that's what everybody in this live stream or that watches this live stream wants to hear. I don't think they want to hear about all of that moochy goochie stuff. It's kind of boring.
But that was my stepson. I had to interview him. I had to make sure I got his blessing.
Okay, so let me ask you this. No, I'm not going to ask you that. No, I'm not going to ask you that question. No. I'll ask you that question last. God, I almost fucked it up before I got started, folks. I got to tell you. She's going to hang up on me when I ask this question. But so, I got some questions for you. I went over your mom and you talked about that. What's the smallest pecker you ever had of a guy trying to have sex with you? And did you let him go gung-ho or not?
What the hell kind of question is that, Bob?
Well, it's a question that everybody wants to, like man and woman. Like, show me a motherfucker out there that don't want to know if you did a 3-inch pecker or not. And you ain't got no thrill off of it, but you let him try to get pleasure.
Nobody's wondering that.
Did you do it or not?
No one is wondering that, Bob. No one.
Oh, everybody. No, wrong. Okay, well, next question. Okay, if you don't believe, because I promise you, ask somebody in your damn Discord, they want to know the answer to that question. My next question is a good question for you. What would you do to sell hot chocolate in the summertime in a freaking desert? Hot chocolate. You got to sell it. Are you going to use your lips because they're sexy as hell? Your breasts, you're going to undercut and open your shirt? Or what? What are you going to do to sell hot chocolate in the desert in summertime?
Right now, I'm just going to listen to a beautiful song by Johnny Bolton. Happy birthday, Johnny. Here's Johnny Bolton with Layla.
Hey, thank you. Hello, everybody out there. You get to see me before. It's my grandson, Austin, poking around the corner. I want to thank people for the birthday wishes last night on the Man Cave Live on my You Now broadcast. I had a great time, and we'll be doing more later on tonight, so God bless all. Here we go. Hey, Gonzo, hey, Baloney, Barry, out there, everybody out there that follows the Man Cave, Danny, we know you're out there. You're always out there, Danny. Corey, hello. What will you do when you get lonely and no one's waiting by your side? You've been running and hiding much too long. You know it's just your foolish pride, Layla. You got me on my knees, Layla. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Hey, Supergram, you out there? Trying to give you consolation when your old man let you down. Like a fool, I fell in love with you. You turned my whole world upside down, Layla. You got me on my knees, Layla. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Make the best of the situation before I finally go insane. Please don't say we'll never find a way, and tell me all my love's in vain, Layla. You got me on my knees, Layla. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Yeah, hey, hey, Layla. You got me on my knees, Layla. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Yes, hey, hey. Yeah, when I go through the amp and I can modify it, make it work better, it does sound better. I want to say, like I said, big shout out to my You Now fans out there. Wendy, if you're out there, when I wave at you, oh please, pull Corey up. I want to thank you. I'm trying to improve everything as I can improve. Still the same singing voice. That's when you get good equipment. Does help. Thank you for the birthday shout out to everybody. 61 today. Oh yeah. Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Say hi out there to the people in Leoland and Brain Server. Love, you got me on my knees, Layla. And hello to Kermit Town. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Hello to all my Discord fans and the servers I belong to. Peace and love, peace and love.
Okay, that was awesome. Bob, you're sounding very upset. Why are you upset right now?
Because I got the hiccup, first of all.
No, Bob, I saw a very bad clip of you this week. I saw a clip. I wasn't happy.
What clip was that?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Huh? Go ahead.
All right.
Play it.
Oh, did Elisa Jordan actually believe I was counting on that motherfucker as my producer and my fucking follower? Oh, wrong. I don't give a fuck about Rob DeHaven. Fuck Rob DeHaven. How about that, you fucking bitch? You thought you had my fucking number over here? Wrong. You ain't got jack shit over here, you motherfucking bitch. And Rob DeHaven ain't got jack shit over here on my fucking channel, bitch. That motherfucker's a piece of fucking shit over here on my fucking channel, okay? I want you to understand this, you fucking bitch, before you even fucking think about watching my fucking live stream, Elisa fucking Jordana. Because right now, to me, you're a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because I know, through your fucking emails, that you're the fucking puppet master behind this fucking puppet mastery. May it be legal or illegal, you gotta fucking prove what I knows is the truth. And I ain't gotta fucking prove it, but what I knows is knows, and how I react is how I fucking react. You either like it or you don't. And really, personally, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You either like me or you don't, okay?
Bob, what was that? What the heck was that? You're talking bad about me. You're talking
here's
about...
the deal. Rob DeHaven goes into everybody's freaking live stream and tries to call himself the COO of their channel. And he tries to call himself the fucking producer of their channel. And he tries to take over what the fuck they're going to do stories about.
Bob,
Let me give you a prime example. Oh, really? Or is he trying to fuck you? You think he's trying to help me or fuck you? Because I'm going to show you proof, baby, right now. I'm going to show you some damn proof. And then I want you to shut the fuck up and answer the damn questions.
Bob, are you acting like a good COO right now?
No. Yes, I am. I'm helping you out. Look. That's you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay,
Why?
look what I got. Okay, look what I got. Look what I got. Look at all this shit I got. Look at all this shit. I'll just like this. Look at all this shit I got. Rob DeHaven talking shit against you.
You cannot
all of
do
that
this.
Shit, all
right,
shit
stop,
is against
Bob.
you.
All right, Bob. All right. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Everybody just be nice. Why can't you be nice, Bob? He's your producer. He's a nice guy. He makes great videos about you.
He's not my producer. I want to make that clear right now. Rob DeHaven is not my producer. He tries to be. He helps me out on a lot of things. But
tell him to stop that clicking. There's too much clicking there. All right, Eric, you have a song, and then Michael Fredo has a song. Eric, do your song, please. I'm just like, I'm very upset right now.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that one. It's, sometimes people are speaking in rhymes and riddles, and you wonder what they're really getting at. But I did write you this song back in college, Elisa. It goes like this. It's called The Roses. Here it goes. A long time ago in another life, I loved this woman and she caused me some strife. But times they change and people move. The world keeps spinning as you're reaching for the moon. You're like the princess in the snow, with blood on her hands, a werewolf chasing you down. and pictures from the town. Oh my, which way does she go? You're so stupid, don't you know she is but nothing but a wench without her prince? And besides that point, I swear it's true.
Oh,
There's a demigod behind her whose eyes glow blue, and when you're in her grasp, she's cute and small, but in her raven claws, you fall, you fall, you fall, you fall, fall, you fall, 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 you fall in love. Who we choose is such a mystery to us. What we go through is such a gas, and I don't even know, baby, what I will do, but I will do it for the rose that's you. I'm like the prince in the shadows, running behind the trees, looking down at a princess who's crying, God help me please. See the lanterns in the distance, hear the barking of the hounds. Oh my, it looks like you're cornered with no prince around. And besides that point, I swear it's true. There's a demi whose eyes glow blue, and when you're in her grasp, she's cute and small, but in her raven claws, you fall, you fall, you fall, you fall, fall, you fall, 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 fall. You fall, fall, fall in love. Who we choose is such a mystery to us. What we go through is such a gas, and I don't even know, baby, what I will do, but I will do it for the rose that's you. Oh, who we choose is such a mystery to us. What we go through is such a gas, and I don't even know, baby, what I will do, but I will do it for the rose that's you. For you, I'd sell it all just to have the rose that's you. The rose that's you. Lisa, baby, I love you. The rose that's you. I think we should do lunch with Andy sometime soon. The rose that's you.
Okay, I know it's hard to believe, but we still have a lot more show to go. But everybody buy Eric's book, Kermit and Friends, Do's and Don't, A Guide to Marrying Elisa A. Schwartz. That's me, everybody. It's a great book. I just started reading it. There's words on every page. That was surprising. Corey, how are you?
I'm doing swell. Golly gee, swell.
Awesome.
I just got a question. Why is everyone so irate and so tucked up about you and Andy Dick? Why are they so upset? And that's between you guys.
Exactly. 1 second, Corey. Kermit and Friends. Hello, Kermit and Friends. How can I help you?
This is Rob DeHaven.
Oh, thanks for calling in. It's Rob DeHaven. All right. I'm really happy you called in. Do you want to defend yourself against Trumpster Bob's claims against you?
Do I need to?
I mean, people don't really know you here. I want them to know you. So let me just give people a backstory. This is Rob DeHaven. He's Trumpster Bob's producer, right? Is that right?
He said that a few times.
Okay. So I thought you were doing
everybody already knows me. I make myself known in the chat. I joined their chats and I think I'm on pretty good terms with everybody.
No, but just in case like page 6 is watching, who are you?
Page 6. I have to look that up. Who is page 6?
Look it up later. Anyway, just in case somebody that doesn't know you is watching, describe your relationship with Bob, with Trumpster Bob, because that's somebody that everybody knows.
Well, it's definitely not a love-hate. It's kind of a go along to get along hate relationship.
Okay. And do you agree with what you was said about you today?
Oh no.
No.
No, he manipulates the conversation. What he does is he deletes parts of it and then makes it sound like it's something it's not. You know, we were having a private conversation about somebody I think is a troll out there, and I'm showing him what the troll is saying, but he'll remove that and then show you what's left.
Okay, so do you still want to work with Bob, even though?
I don't think I ever really did. He don't cooperate. I can't keep him sober. He don't cooperate.
All right. Well, anyway, I hope you continue to be his producer. I think you're a great producer, and he needs your help. So if you can produce the Kermit and Friends.
But I mean, that's up to him. He has to call me and have a talk about this.
All right. All right. Thanks for calling in, Rob. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. That was your producer named Rob. I can't believe I was really surprised that you had a producer, Trumpster Bob. It's pretty cool though. So why were you talking so negatively about him today?
Actually, I have like about 5 fucking producers, okay? They always want to be your fucking producer. They always want to catch you in this direction or that direction or every direction. Do you ever feel like that, Alicia?
Sometimes.
Do you ever feel like people just want to catch you?
Wow, Lori. Wow, look at that. It's me and Andy, right?
Yep.
That is a beautiful painting. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Wow, look at that. So that is the picture seen in, all the newspaper articles, and Lori painted it. So Lori, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for doing that.
If you have a P.O. box or something, I could send it to you.
You're about the only one I trust with my address, so I'll just give you that. All right, Corey, the show is not ending. I know it's hard to believe, but the show is still not ending.
That's why I never set a time. People want me to set up a time for the after show. It's like, I don't know when Elisa's going to end, though.
I know.
It differs from each week.
The reason why the show is not ending is your friend, Wendy, gave me some advice about my marriage to Andy. And you mentioned that a lot of people were haters towards mine and Andy's relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah,
get
why they have the knickers in a bunch?
Exactly. It's so ridiculous, Corey. It is so ridiculous. Oh, wait, I forgot to play your theme song. Wait, hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Corey, Corey, Corey. Corey, 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 Corey. C-O-R-E-Y. C-O-R-E-Y. Corey, 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 Corey. Corey. Corey, 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 Corey. Corey, 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 Corey. 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 Corey, 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 Corey. C-O-R-E-Y, Corey. C-O-R-E-Y, Corey. 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 Corey, 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 Corey. Corey.
All right, looking good, Corey. So you had a lot of problems with your relationship with Wendy. How is that going?
There's no problems.
No problems?
There was that one time I lost it, but I apologize. We've been cool since.
That's all.
And I know she puts me down just for entertainment value, but doesn't matter to me. It's what she does.
So I spoke with her. I was on her show. I was on the Wendy Pack show. So if you're watching this and you want more entertainment, would you recommend people watch the Wendy Pack show?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why?
It's always entertaining. Especially when you got the jerks up there trying to control her and stuff. And just... But yeah, I would recommend it. And before we go on, that Barry guy, I don't know what his issue is. If he knows this about you, why is he allowing himself to go into this just to be frustrated and hurt?
I don't know. He's out of control. He keeps quitting the show over and over and over. I can't control anyone. I'm realizing that, Corey. You can keep your cool. You're really good at that. So I admire that you have that quality about you. For me, I'm just too emotional and I need to calm down. I just need to take one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to your wrap-up show today. What do you think the main topics for that will be?
Well, obviously what's went down today, and we're going to be talking about the doctor and Andy Dick and so on, but there's going to be other subject matters that's beyond that. We're going to take care of that after.
Yeah, you're fantastic. I just love you as a broadcaster and as a person. I appreciate you. You just have so much talent. So everybody follow Corey Beffert on YouTube and also follow Wendy Pack on YouTube. And they both have amazing shows. This is a video of me and Wendy Pack. I wanted to come on your show because I'm a huge fan. Okay? I'm a huge fan of yours, and I trust you with advice. And I wanted to ask you for some advice, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's okay.
Okay, great. So the advice I wanted to ask you is, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but I'm marrying Andy Dick. I'm engaged to Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, the guy that I think he used to work for Howard.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So he was on Howard a couple times. And, what do you think of him? Do you have any thoughts on Andy and what he's like and can you describe him physically?
I think Andy's a pretty cool guy. I used to like him back then because I think I called his show once before.
You did?
Yeah.
Was he nice to you?
Yes, he is.
Great. Okay, so Andy was nice to you. Do you think he's cute?
Yeah, I think he's cute. I mean, I think you two make a perfect couple. But,
really?
But Corey's sort of a little jealous of you two.
You think Corey's jealous?
Yep.
Why do you think that?
Because he's been flirting with the girls in my chat or in his Discord trying to get a girl.
So that's a really tough part of, relationships is there's a lot of jealousy. And do you get jealous when he does that?
Yes, I do.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate when guys, they go in front of you, not even behind your back, just in front of you, and they're hitting on other people. And it just is so heartbreaking and it, hurts your feelings so much. How do you handle that?
Well, for one thing, Corey gets angry because I kick him out when he's annoying, when he's talking over other people, but he gets in a mad way, and he and I try, and we all try to tell him to get some anger management, but he ain't going to take any anger management class.
Right. Yeah, he should, though. Do you think guys that have a lot of anger and are very aggressive, like Andy calls it aggro, when guys are really aggro, do you think they should work on it?
Yes.
Because it's hard to be in a relationship with someone that's trying to make you jealous, very aggressive. I mean, how can you have a happy life like that?
Yeah, that's true.
What are you looking for in a guy?
Well, I'm looking for a guy with money and who can sing.
Me too. That's just what I'm looking for.
And with Corey, he hardly doesn't sing, hardly.
Well, Corey sings. I think he's just a little shy. So you have to keep asking him.
And plus, I don't understand why him and John Bolton is so haty with each other.
Yeah, he gets into a lot of fights with people. I have the same thing with my fiance. He's always in a fight. He got banned from Uber. He got banned from Lyft. He's banned from most of the restaurants in Beverly Hills. That's really difficult to be with someone like that. Even if you love them, even if they're cute and handsome, if you can't go anywhere with them, if they're not relaxing to be with, there's a lot of difficulties there.
Yes. And plus, I noticed that you're a little jealous because I talk to sometimes either the octopus or Cheffy.
I am jealous. I loved, before I met Andy, I loved that octopus, and I thought he was so funny and cute, and he was pink, and he made jokes, and he moved around. And I was jealous because I felt like he loved you more because he still hangs out with you, and he'll never talk to me again.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry for that, but you know, the octopus likes me more than you now, so I don't know what to tell you.
That's okay, Wendy. That's okay. I'm glad you still have the octopus. So if I want to have my fiance like me more, what do you think I should do?
Huh?
If I want Andy to like me more, if I want him to be more in love with me and answer the phone when I call, what should I do?
You should, for one thing, you should either talk to him, sing to him, whatever.
So I should talk to him and sing to him? Okay, so my main problem right now is I asked him to go hiking today, and he didn't even answer the phone. He didn't answer any text. Should I send him a sexy picture?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah. Maybe some dancing?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what you did with Corey? How did you get Corey involved with you? What did you do?
Actually, I just started talking to him and I guess singing to him, but until the haters came in and start, you know, hating on him.
Yeah, it's hard to date someone with haters. What would your ideal wedding be? If you had to plan a wedding, if you were getting married to someone, how would you plan your wedding? What would you want that to look like?
Probably under the sea where all the fishes, octopuses, goldfish.
That sounds perfect. And what would you wear? What would your dress look like?
My dress will look like probably a purple gown or something.
That would look beautiful on you.
Yep.
So do you want to get married?
Not right now because I'm trying to recover here.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if you realize that I've been in a car accident recently.
Are you still in pain?
A little here and there, but other than that, just chilling, just hanging in there.
Well, you have a lot of friends, Wendy. A lot of people want to be around you. A lot of guys like you and talk to you all around the clock, all day and all night. So you don't have anything to worry about. Do you have any final advice to me as far as my marriage and my engagement? Do you have a final word of advice?
Yeah, if you do have Corey, your best man, you better make sure that Corey's in the best behavior and not in the angry, you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Would you be our maid of honor?
I wish I could, but I'm in Florida, so.
Okay. I wish you could too. You'd be an awesome maid of honor. I can imagine you in your purple dress with the octopus and just having so much fun.
Yep.
What else is going on?
Hello, Rando.
Everybody's saying hi to you, Wendy. I'm going to let you go so you can talk to Crimson and Brant, but thank you so much. You're the best friend ever.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Okie dokie, everybody.
Kermit and Friends, how can I help you? Kermit and Friends.
Constant sending direct messages to her. You've been sending direct messages to me on this thing right here. I'm about to delete it. I'm saying, because you're harassing me.
Wait, I'm sorry. This is Kermit and Friends. Who is this?
This is your unrequited mulatto lover, Mr. Lover. according to you. And I want to know when you're going to stop harassing me. Are you really that into tentacle porn? That you really want a fake octopus up inside your guts?
Is this the octopus?
I'm asking when you stop harassing me. You know, my wife put up with your shit on the Twitter account for over a month, and your daily harassing of that. You're harassing me now. Your writing needs to be better. Nobody's buying it. You need better writers. You need to break better stories. Not even Andy Dick is buying the fake engagement. You did get your former idiot Benji Bronx connection to get yourself to page 6. Now leave me alone. Lucy, you're never going to get in the show. Ricky's not going to bring you to the band. It's not happening for you. But my wife, who's a medical esthetician, does say that there's a procedure that can help your she calls them chicken hands, claws, and your crepe paper underarm skin, but you don't have enough money for it. Bye.
All right, and now for our musical performance by Michael Fredo.
Hi. Hello. Wind struck the weather vane. She said, I know it's gonna rain. I better check the windows, baby, 'cause I think it's gonna rain. So cold that the wind has blown the clothes off the line. So much for the weather when it's cold in summertime. You're my girl. I was lost before I found. I never stepped away from you, always by. I was lost before I found your love. The wind struck that well, they led me to. Ooh, I said I'm sorry for all the things I put you through. And now I must live alone by myself. Now I must sleep alone. Now I must walk alone down the highway. Now I must dream alone. I was lost before I found you. I never met a girl I never loved before. I was lost before I found you. You walking behind the candy store. I was lost before I even saw your face. I think of direction and the place that well led me to. You know it, I said I'm sorry for all the things you put me through. But the weather ain't letting me to you.
Say it again. Say it again.
I am the Lizard King.
Again.
I am the Lizard King.
I'm the Lizard Queen. I haven't changed a bit since 1967 when I OD'd in a public bathroom on Venice Beach. I have 2 kids. My son, Moach, was conceived the night I died. The Prince of Lizards. Like his dad, he is as drunk and lazy as he is brilliant. He holds several advanced degrees in astronomy.
But all he wants to do is hang out in his room, listen to vinyl albums, and smoke.
Thank you, Kermitarians, for joining us today on Kermit and Friends. And we will see you all next week with a whole new episode of Lair of the Lizard Queen.